All right. Welcome to Math 105. My name is David Haywood. I'll be your instructor for the course. I don't usually have my camera on, so we probably won't see each other very much. But I figured it would be nice for you to see my face at least once this semester. So here I am in all my glory. Um, but just by way of introduction, so you know a little bit about me, I'm married. I have 3 kids. I have twin girls who are 6, and then a my son is 5. So we had 3 kids really quick, uh, which was crazy for a while, but things are I think a little bit more manageable now. You might hear my kids in the background now and a lot throughout the semester because they're kind of loud. Um, and I'm at home trying to record stuff. There they go. Um, I have a black pug named Vader and a border collie Australian Shepherd named Chewy. They're a lot of fun. Um, and my interests. I mean, obviously, I love math. I love teaching math. I've been teaching for uh, going on 6 years. Um, and I love the national parks. It's my bucket list is to visit all of the national parks. So I like taking day hikes up in Sequoia and Kings Canyon, of course. I'm a fantasy nerd, and especially Tolkien. So I'm a big Tolkien fan. So I know I'm outing myself as a huge nerd, but um, uh, my dad was a music teacher, so growing up, my siblings and I did music a whole bunch. So I played trombone all throughout school. Uh, my siblings who live nearby will get together and jam sometimes. So I'll play bass or keyboards or something. My brother plays the drums, and my sister will play the guitar. And anyway, we have a good time with that. My wife and I do a lot of DIY projects, which I've gotten to the point where I'm over it. I don't want to. we bought this house. This house was kind of a fixer upper when we bought it, and so it's just taken up a lot of our time. And at this point, I'm just ready to kind of be done with it. But we're getting there. So that's a little bit about me. I want to run you through the course now, so let me make myself smaller so that you can see kind of what's going on. Okay, so this is our course, Math 105. And so recent announcements will be, this is the home page. Recent announcements will be up here. And then I'm going to have weekly modules that I post. So this week I've posted ahead of time, but all of these things are blank right now. I will have them filled in by the end of the week. By the end of week, what day would that be? By the end of the day on January 14th, so that the next week of material is ready to go. But if you're wondering about due dates, how the course is going to flow and all of that, the answer is just work through the modules. Just work through the modules in the order that you see them. So you can literally just click, read and watch all this stuff, click next. Read and watch all this stuff, click next, right? Just work your way through the module. Complete this quiz. It's not open yet, but it'll open up on January 11th at 12 a.m. And then it's going to be due January 11th at 11:59 p.m. This quiz is how I'm going to count attendance today. So if you fail to complete it by January 11th at 11:59 p.m., you will be dropped from the course. Okay? So it's absolutely essential that you finish that today. And then you just keep going through stuff, right? As I said, there are these 3 items that you have to do Monday, January 11th. The rest of the stuff in this module can be done anytime this week. Okay. So let's look at the syllabus. My kids. Okay, so here's the syllabus. Because we're online, because of COVID, office hours will be through Zoom. I'm for sure available Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So just contact me to set up a Zoom meeting. If none of those times work for you, contact me. We'll try to get something set up. Okay. As far as the online nature of the course is concerned, you're going to need a laptop or a computer with a webcam, and obviously consistent internet access. If you don't have those things, click on this link, and it'll take you to a page where you can kind of check. You can check out a laptop and a Wi-Fi hotspot from COS by following the instructions on this link. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, I don't actually need a laptop, I can skate by on my cell phone. Not really, because I'm going to be using Proctorial for tests and quizzes, and you have to have a computer for that. You have to have a laptop or a desktop computer. So cell phones and tablets aren't going to be sufficient for this class. Again, you can check out a laptop. Okay. I'm going to be posting a video lecture on Canvas for each section of material that we cover, and you can watch those anytime. Okay, closed captioning will be available. However, while you can watch these things anytime, in order to motivate you to stay on top of your work, I will be giving you a weekly quiz on the first school day of each week. So that's usually a Monday, covering the material from the previous week. And so you can see that kind of in what we have here, right? So this first week there's a lot of stuff here, but it's mostly because there's a lot of like orientation stuff you have to do. A typical week will look more like this, right? The week of 1/18. Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so this quiz will be on Tuesday, but normally the quizzes will be on Monday, right? But anyway, you'll have a quiz the first school day of the week, and then you'll have 2 or 3 lectures to watch, and then there will be a discussion board where you can post your questions about the material. And that's it, right? And you just work through these things in the order that they're presented to you. This is the textbook that I want you to get, Exploring Mathematics Investigations with Functions by Craig Johnson. It's available at the bookstore. So we'll be using it for about half of the course material. For the other half of the course material, it'll be kind of a hodgepodge of materials that I give to you. So this is the only textbook that you have to buy. But we probably won't start using it until about mid-February. So you have some time to get your hands on it. But definitely make sure that you have it. I would say make sure you have it by the beginning of February, for sure. And then you also need a calculator, because I'm not going to allow you to use phones on tests and quizzes. Okay. Now, what is Math 105 all about? It's a course called Modern Math, but what exactly does that mean? Well, really what that means is that it's a hodgepodge of topics that I get to choose as the instructor. So there are certain things that we have to talk about, like probability and statistics in this course, but then there are a whole bunch of other topics that I get to choose from. So this is what I plan on covering. I plan on doing, so Unit 1 is going to be about problem solving and logic. Unit 2 is going to be about sets and functions, and we'll talk a little bit about personal finance in that unit. Unit 3, we'll talk about probability and statistics. Obviously, it's not going to get into as much detail as you would get in a proper statistics class like Math 21. But we will talk about some probability and statistics in Unit 3. And then in Unit 4, we're going to talk about graph theory, social choice, and symmetry, which are all completely different topics from one another. But that's what we're going to be doing in Unit 4. So I don't anticipate this course being very algebra heavy. So if you're a little bit weak on algebra, you don't worry too much. Most of these topics are going to be things that you haven't ever encountered before, which is good, because that means that nobody really has a leg up on anybody else, right? As far as grading is concerned, homework's going to be 15% of your grade. Quizzes are 15% of your grade. your 4 unit tests are all worth 15% of your grade, and then about halfway through the semester, I'll assign you a project, and that'll be worth 10% of your grade. An A is 90% or better, a B is 80 to 89.9%, and so forth, right? So standard grading scales. Now let's talk about your homework. So you're going to have a homework assignment for each section that I cover in class. So for every lecture that I post, and here you can see like I have lecture 1, lecture 2, lecture 3, lecture 4. So that's what I'm talking about. So for every lecture that I post, you'll have a homework assignment attached to it. So let me just show you what that looks like for lecture 1. So here's lecture 1. I have some videos that I want you to watch, and then there's a homework assignment at the end, right? And here's lecture 2. I have a video for you to watch, and then I have a homework assignment. And here I'm giving you the pages for that, right? But that's how it's going to work. Now, these homework assignments, I expect you to get them done as soon as you watch the lectures. So you watch lecture 1, and then you do lecture 1 homework. You watch lecture 2, and then you do lecture 2 homework, right? And that's just the way that it should go. However, I'm not going to collect the homework every single day, or every single week even. I'm only going to collect the homework 4 times on test days. So if you want to know when those are, scroll down a little bit. You've got tests. Test 1 is on Monday, February 8th, so that'll be test 1. That's also when all of the Unit 1 homework is due. Okay? Test 2 is Monday, March 15th. That's when all of the Unit 2 homework is due, right? So I'm only collecting homework 4 times. So while I do expect you to stay on top of the homework assignments, I'm only going to collect them 4 times, right, on test days. Again, in order to encourage you to actually do the homework on time, right, to stay on top of it, I'm giving you these weekly quizzes. So it would be a really bad idea for you to procrastinate on your homework assignments, because then you're going to do really bad on the quizzes, and also you're not going to learn the material. You're just not going to remember it if you try to cram it all last minute. So quizzes. Again, you'll have a quiz on the first school day of the week, covering the material from the previous week. I'm going to drop the lowest 2 quiz scores, so if you have to miss a quiz or 2, it's not a big deal. It's not going to affect your grade. I don't offer makeup quizzes at all because I give weekly quizzes in all of my classes, and it would just be unmanageable for me to allow makeup quizzes, right? That's why I drop your lowest 2 quiz scores. Quizzes are going to be closed note, closed book. I'm going to be using Proctorio for these, as I said earlier. And then the quizzes are usually going to be available at 12 a.m. and then they're going to be due at 11:59 p.m. on the day that they're assigned. So you have 24 hours to begin the quiz, but once you've started the quiz, then you only have a 30-minute time limit to complete it. Now, this isn't quite true for the first couple of quizzes because I know that people are still like getting things set up, but starting with like your 3rd quiz, that's how it's going to be. So you have 24 hours to start the quiz, but once you start it, you only have 30 minutes to finish it. So you're going to want to make sure that you use the restroom, right, and all of that stuff before you begin the quiz. Quizzes are short. They really shouldn't take you longer than like 15 minutes to do. I'm giving you 30 minutes so that you have time to like download the quiz, print it, upload it, whatever, right? Tests are a little bit longer. They'll typically, while a quiz might have 2 questions on it, a test will have 10 to 20 questions on it. And you have a 2-hour time limit for those. Again, you have 24 hours to start the tests. And then once you've started it, you'll have 2 hours to complete it. These are the test dates. The 4th unit test is not cumulative. It only covers unit 4. But it'll be on, I'm planning on doing that Monday, May 17th. That's during finals week. And that's that. Don't cheat, right? I think that's all I have to say about the syllabus there. And I think that's that. Again, just make sure you're working through working through the modules kind of in order, and you should be good. Check the discussion boards. Before you do a quiz, I would suggest that you check the discussion boards to see if anybody has asked or answered, good questions or answered questions that you had. Also, spend some time reviewing the previous week's material, your notes, right, your homework and stuff, and then take the quiz. And that's how I would handle that. You can check your grades in the grades tab. I'll have more information about this later on in the semester. You can also check the discussion boards by clicking on discussions rather than clicking on the discussion board in the module. So you can get to questions about week of 111 material by clicking here in the module, or by going to discussions and clicking on it there. So it's the same discussion board. Recent announcements will appear up here. If you want to see older announcements, you can click on the announcements tab and check them there. Modules will take you to a page that looks basically the same thing as the home page, but without the announcements at the top. You can click on assignments to view or submit assignments. Again, not totally necessary to do that, because you can also get there from the modules themselves, right? So you can just click on quiz 1 to submit quiz 1. And I think that's all I have to say. So welcome to Math 105. I'm looking forward to the semester. I hope it's a good one for you. I hope you have a good experience in this class. And we'll talk to you later.